everyone, it's February 11, 2009. I'm Dwight Schmuck. This is the Schmuck Look. I got a few things to talk about today. Number one, really, fightingforourhomes.com. That's fightingforourhomes.com. Fighting for Our Homes is all one word, .com. Fightingforourhomes.com. Check it out, folks. Check it out. I'd also like to thank a couple of new subscribers. I didn't get to it yesterday, guys. I'm sorry. It was just one of those days. But 40 Revenue and 777 Carl 777 new subscribers, thank you so much. Third, I'd like to say I'm sorry to Kuma Doug and Bios36, Doug in Australia, Rick in New York, and I'm telling you, go to their sites. Bios36, Kuma Doug, check out their music, folks. I mean, my goodness, these guys are really, really good. Fellas, I'm sorry I didn't say it earlier. Again, I kind of got a little wrapped up in my own little world for a little while. It happens that way to all of us. I do apologize to you because you guys are magnificent. Lord, I'd love to see you two on stage. I really would. They are good, folks. Kuma Doug, Coomadoug, Kuma Doug, Bios36. Check them out. Please, by all means, go to their channels. Check these guys out. Good stuff. Really. 2 thumbs up. Good stuff. Oh, yeah. And I'd also like to, I'm going to try to attach this to bankers screwing hookers using credit cards, etc. I'm going to try to attach to that. I think it's called that, or corporate executives screwing hookers using credit cards, whatever. And you really should watch this, and I'm going to explain. You know, here's a woman who was using other women, oh my goodness, exploiting them for her own financial purposes. You know, let's face it, she's running a high dollar, high profit call girl service. You want to call it escorts, okay, cool by me. I don't care what term you use, they're whores. You're a whore, they're a whore. And the guys using them are whores. Turns out a few of these fellas, you know, using this high dollar service. Oh, we're getting service here. We're using corporate credit cards. Now, pardon me if I'm wrong here. We're talking already rich people who are going with corporate credit cards to have a little sex. Because Lord knows it would be wrong to pay for it in a nightclub out of your own pocket. Oh dear, oh no, oh my. But let's look at this. Now they're writing this off as a corporate expense, so you and I get to foot the bill. Oh, we're rich. Don't you want to buy us something? Wouldn't you like to rent this girl to pleasure me for a little while for me? Is that what we're saying? Now the New York District Attorney, who was in charge of this case, who imprisoned the madam, and I bet Charlie Sheen wished he lived in New York, wasn't interested, according to her, in the client list. The Hollywood hooker a few years ago, this is the Wall Street madam, the Hollywood madam, or hooker, or whatever, Hollywood madam, Heidi Fleiss, had her client list, you know, printed in the newspaper. But these guys are movers and shakers of the financial industry. Even more screwing going on there, huh, guys? You know, they want to own your home and rent it back to you at an exorbitant price and then expect you to pay for their pleasure. And on top of it, you know, as I said, they're using this corporate credit cards. They're writing them off on their taxes, so you and I get to pay even more. Gee golly, what's wrong with this picture? And the DA wasn't interested. Now, she's writing a book, or has written a book. And, you know, it occurs to me, you know, they said in the thing that, you know, she escaped. She did serve 3 months behind bars, but escaped further time by, you know, forfeiting her $500,000 profit. Isn't there a federal law about profiting on the crime? You know, writing a book about the crimes and making money from it. Yeah, I'm not out to ruin lives either. But I darn sure don't like to see ours get ruined by people who at least should pay for their own fun. And I grant you a good romp in the sack is a lot of fun, but I shouldn't pay for yours, you shouldn't pay for mine. It works that way. And we darn sure shouldn't pay for theirs. You know it, I know it, we all know it. I think it's time to do some emails here. The federal boys ought to know about it because, let's face it, that's federal tax evasion too. The state guys ought to know about it because, hey, again, state tax evasion. How come the New York City comptroller isn't interested in this? Because it's tax evasion of the city too. So there's 3 tax agencies who should be involved immediately. Yep, I'm a schmuck. I'm Dwight Schmuck. That's today's Schmuck Look. Peace, folks.